That's Goblin for hello. Hi. I bet. There announces their entrance with a good old toot. Hello. There's a Miss, there's a Doc, there's Lewis, there's Bear. Many friends. We're speaking Dutch. Would you just call your mother? A very nice person, I assume. Hi. Jouw moeder is goed. I don't know. How we doing? We're enjoying the Wednesday that it is right now. I believe, for me anyway. Anybody Antipodean, it's Thursday, but you know, currently Wednesday for me here. So she asked him to call it. I oblige. You are a little tired. Understandable. Go get something nice, like tea, and become more tired. Latired. Yeah, so let's get music. Background music for the stream. I guess it makes sense to do some old Aid von Ziggy, given that we're doing fantasy stuff. We're gonna draw a gobbo. But specific doodle. You have to draw a gobbo. Everyone's drawing gobbos. What is this? Goblin Week? Background music. Aid von Ziggy. 2 hours of, I won't say generic fantasy music, but not Celtic. Because we listen to those for everything. Okay. I should have planned this beforehand, but I didn't. Bit quiet, but it might get louder. Drawing Sloan. What if Sloblin? Good, a few days off more, and now you're renovating the inn to put the hot tub somewhere. Nice. I assume in Valheim. If not, boy, you're getting a lot done in a few days. Been murdering goblins for goblin time. What? Then why did the goblins? Apart from the fact that they've killed me 3 times. It's fine. You embraced gobbo time by shoving snacks into your mouth with grubby hands. That's good. You're getting the hang of it. That's gobbo speak. You'll be drawing. People go to the shop and check out the jaw-dropping keychains you have for sale. Ooh, because they're stunning. Everybody go check out bear things. Somewhere.
Hurry up!
Hi, Chip. You're right, I haven't started the stream properly yet. Hello. How are you? Look, Chip. There we go. crossroad.bigcartel.com/products. Products. What have we got in there? Well, we got, because there's the cool bag. There's coming soon jackalope sticker pack. That looks pretty neat. Werewolf and a henchman acrylic keychain. That looks nice. And I'm not showing you. You have to look for yourself. That's a very cool thing. I love the colors. Colors are all very nice. He says finding something that's black and white. Working out is hard. I know. Jib, where do you want the hot tub? I kind of want, there's a sticker here with men in skirts don't care what you think. I kind of want to put that next to Malachi. Anyway. International postage is still not available from the UK. Yes, the Royal Mail has had a bit of an issue with some of their computer things. Called a hack. But yeah, people go to the thing. It all looks very nice. Also, that's a nice bookmark as well. Again, I'm not showing you for some reason because I'm bad. Yes, heads up. Due to UK postal strikes, your order may take a while longer to get to you. Yes, there's that, but there's also, international is an issue. Send me the men in skirt sticker. And I will send you a Malachi sticker. Yes, let's do something. It's a stream. So let's hop on over to Doodle scene. Doodle. Okay, so I have already done a little rough sketch of this. But this is a thing I'm doing, making a video. I want to get it done by Monday, hopefully. And I was like, oh god, I've got so many other things to do, like I've got streams and that's going to take up time. And I thought, hang on, one of those streams is a doodle stream, and one of the pictures involves a goblin. So I can use this as an excuse. So here is a goblin and their friend and a pie and a window, and we're going to be drawing that. And if we finish that, we'll do random doodles, because why not? So that was the strum. Yeah. What do you want to talk about? Because I'm not giving you context for this. You gotta wait for the video. Should I bother? Yeah, well, let's try and work out a rough perspective system here. Something like that underneath, and then down there like that. I probably should line those up. That's too far forwards. That'll do. Just get the basics down for now. Work out the rest later. What's my favorite cryptid? I don't know. Now I'm just thinking of October and Co. That feels very against the spirit of something to go from talking about your stuff to talking about my stuff. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite, I guess. They're all. I think they're all kind of neat, which is a very unhelpful answer. Move it that way. Go that way. What's the best way to do like bendy window panes? Bend it. Do some wibbles like that.
Talk about your stuff, veggie.
No, never. October and Co is disappointing. Is Cthulhu a cryptid? I don't really much care for Cthulhu. It's a good comic. No, it wasn't. It was underwhelming. I should have actually planned it beforehand. Which is why I'm doing October Noir.
Talk about your stuffed veggies.
Why am I stuck on stuffed vegetables? Well, you take parsnip, and some sage and onion stuffing. I have no idea. I don't know why you want to stuff a parsnip. They're really thin. Never seen the Poundland engagement rings. I have not seen the Poundland engagement rings. This feels like something you must show. Give it some sort of fun and funky. Because this is supposed to be a sort of fantasy scene, as you would probably guess, and so I can imagine probably not an awful lot of very straight wood to Mrs. and or Mr. and or Mix. Facts? 3493, page 349. Again, I don't know why I didn't do this just in order, because the facts aren't in any order. Seemed more fun. Chopsticks were designed to be used for cooking, not eating. There you go. Tory is a good bit. Tory's good. I like Tory. Tory's fun. They're literally £1 in a little velvet heart box. How do you make that for £1? They sold 40,000 of them. Oh dear. Tory is a very good custard bean. I may or may not for this video also be drawing a Minotaur. And it's weird to draw them with hands. Obviously, because I'm not very good at drawing varieties of things, they look a lot like Tori, but you can tell because they have hands. And not inexplicable hooves. Wood. Get the idea. Hey everybody, I'm gonna draw a goblin. Spends half an hour drawing a window. Normal feet and hooves for hands, yes. Yes, and oobs! Hello. Hello and welcome to me doodling a gobble. Also, I'm not entirely sure how this... I'm gonna want to make this window work. The window should be open, but... Foreshortening, I could sit here and work it out, but... Some sort of... hinge. How is an oobs? Is an oobs goobs? By which I mean good. I am capable of speaking English, contrary to popular opinion. I don't think they're going to work, are they? Don't they have to twist the same way? I think so. Good! Good! That's good. Good is good. Sort of make more sense for it to bulge out, I suppose. Being very lackadaisical with these lines, because just roughly stuck together planks of wood. It'll be fine. Now, does that make sense for it to look open? Like it's swung open? No, because it should be on the inside, shouldn't it? Hang on. Oh, I've made an optical illusion. Whoops! I keep doing that. I put it down to the fact that I didn't really used to draw anything when I was younger, and but I did used to like optical illusions, so I tried and work out how they worked. And now everything I draw is an optical illusion. Close enough. Procrastinating reading Dune by watching the movie again. Oh, procrastinating from reading Dune by watching the movie again. I mean, consider it, yeah, a warm-up. For some reason I was going to say, consider it homeopathic reading. Not quite. You know, you are actually getting something out of it. Yeah, Hackasty! Got here too soon and then got distracted. Oh, I'd never know that feeling. That sounds very peculiar. Give some nice hinges. Yes, I'm drawing hinges. I have not yet got to the goblin. They're there. I promise they are coming. New Dune or old Dune? Did they rewrite the book? Or, oh, you're talking about the film. Okay. New Dune. Dune. Listening to the audiobook, does it get good at any point? What a review. I'm here for Miss Judges Harshly. Mrs. Book Reports. Can't have the dream becoming unhinged. You can have one. You threw a book yesterday. Nice. Remember, I'm doing a drawing in this stream for a video that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to spoil it. So anything you want to talk about, you go right ahead. He who controls the spices is probably of the East India Trading Company. Isn't that a... What's the one in Elder Scrolls. In Skyrim? There's one named like that, and I was like, that's a thing in real life, right? Bendy hinges. Moon sugar! A moon full of sugar helps the skooma go down. The East India Trading Company in space. Who did you throw it at? Important information. You need to know the spice. Okay, pie. The pie is crucial to this. He who controls the pies controls the goblin. It's kind of the point of the picture. Anyway, how's a Christie as well? Haven't asked. Also procrastinating reading another book that you're not sure about. Translation is throwing you a bit for a loop. Where was that? Am I gonna think? How many times have I been on stream trying to search Tumblr for something? I'm gonna give it a few scrolls, and if it doesn't come up. No, okay, doesn't come up. There was just a thing on Tumblr that somebody was like, 2023 is the year that I finally admit to myself that I'm not gonna read all those books. I just like having them around. and that's fine. I want to curate a library. And I feel like that's something people should embrace. Want to know if they plan to do the other Dune books, because they get really weird. I've heard it's already weird. He controls the spice, but it's just an eBay account that deals in vintage CDs of the Spice Girls. Oh, there's a lot of spice memorabilia, I bet. Spice mania was a big thing. I lived through the Spice Wars. Crust. Oh, here we go. Oh no, bots! Get out of the way, I'm trying to read Mrs. Things. Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Twitch? Where's the thing? There's the thing. Report. Always like to give a report. And then tell the person who looks at the report to have a nice day. Right, what did I miss? 17-year-old female protagonist was approached at a waitressing job by the 70-year-old male protagonist. The boy is stinking rich. He asked her to come talk to a friend who fancies her. She says she's working, man. He then asks her how much she makes an hour so he can reimburse her time. And to make sure it's okay with her boss, she tells him she's not a prostitute. And he can feck off him, and his friends then refer to her as the not a prostitute waitress and decide they probably dodged a bullet. What a lovely start to the book. There's at least a sequel planned for November. Ooh. It gets weird, yeah, exactly. Anyway, thank you, Miss, for attacking bots with your sword. It's not even begun to get weird. All the Duncan Idahos, the Worm Emperor face changes. Cool, great. Because she'd probably have ripped out Adam's spinal column and eaten it. Or because she said no. See, this is the thing. I think this is the thing women don't understand, is that when you say no to a man, it hurts so much. It's basically assault. And you don't understand how much damage that does. Women never think about our feelings. This is the point that I should remind people that I'm British and thus that is sarcasm. Women are clearly monsters for saying that, exactly. Worms for the worm god, gobbos for the gobbo throne. Worm god? That's a good moment to share about the deep dive review vid you watched about the young adult novel about human pets. Yeah, I'm not gonna, that's a rabbit hole I'm not gonna go down, if you'll pardon the expression. And I don't like the angle of those score lines. And also, let's have 3 of them, because 3's the magic trees. That's like a pie, right? The dish is a bit wonky. I mean, it doesn't look like pyrite. I wouldn't want to eat anything that looks like pyrite. Those types of guys need a swift boot to the nuts, yes. That hurt more or less than your feelings. I get smarter, gobbled up books like that, but now you have attained a brain. Hooray! Hooray for brain attained. I'm not sure the angle actually works on that crust. It's fine. It's a doodle. It's a doodle for a vidya. Right, let's actually draw the goblin. Is the framing good on this? Do they need to go into the left a little? Maybe they should be a bit smaller. I don't want to make them a tiny part of the thing, because this drawing is about them. Because part of me makes me want to just do... make them real small over there. Know what I mean? Like, I think that's a better picture, but given that this drawing is about them... we just fill their boots with nuts. Think of the inconvenience. The pets aren't humanoid animals or anything, they just look like 12-year-old girls. Made worse now. No. No, 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 no. Nope. No, no. Anyway, goblins. Who likes goblins? Manga you read as a teenager because that's what's popular, yeah. The only manga I read when I was a kid was the first 2 issues of Full Metal Alchemist, and I think that's wholesome as anything. It's a great time. Failed alchemy summoning. That involves in the loss of a sibling and an arm. That you absorb the story through someone else and not directly read it with your brain eyes. Yes, yeah, don't yeah. Still mentally recovering from the last time you got a book from the library and the first scene contained necrophilic rape. Wonderful! Where is this library? Do they have a complaint box? Why is that? Oh, I'm drawing it the wrong way. Is this better as a thing, as a picture? I feel like it works better if they're further away. And then I can have like a bush down here or something. Maybe there's some flowers. That's a flower. What's your favorite pie? Dunno. That is the thing, is such is the British such is the British way when I think pie, it's just automatically savoury. So pork pie, chicken pie. Chicken pie's nice. Sorry for derailing you with a shitty talk. We're here to talk nonsense. That's what this stream is. You've added stuff to the conversation, and that stuff was elicited a reaction and is thus good. I encourage you. Well, I don't encourage the book. I encourage talking and ripping the book apart. It can be savoury. I know, it's just that whenever I hear people talk about pie, it's usually in an Americanized context, and as a consequence, they just automatically assume there's a sweet element involved, like cherry pie and apple pie and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, I've never had sweet pie. Yeah, chicken pie is nice. I don't know. I don't really do a lot of pies. I'm gonna try making some weird pies. That'd be fun. Somebody Google a nice bush. Yeah, we love wishing murder on these things. Exactly. First page of the book. In the book were soldiers, which are the protagonist's friends, and murdering and raping the corpses of the ones they slaughtered. It was a time. Oh, what lovely. Whew. I love the wonderful world of reading. The more you know. Reading Rainbow. This does mean I'm gonna have to draw more trees. I'll have to use a stretch. Window there. Swung open. Yeah, throw in some effed up scenes for the heck of it. Yeah. At least they were dead. What a phrase. Could the trolls back up, or the trolls attacking the base again? Or is this part of the fantasy novel? I am drawing with transparency. That's not helpful. Right. Okay. Let's actually work on these guys. Believe it or not, we are here to draw them. But they must have framing. You know what I mean? Wild ride here. Lovely. Unfortunately, fantasy is where people can put fantasies. And a lot of fantasies are no good. As our friend Sonic will say. Hang on, let me get reference for the things I want to draw here. And by reference, I mean sketches I did a while ago. This video is... I wrote the script of this video like 5 months ago. Just never got around to it. A little bit of the Aardman eyebrow there. Yeah, renovating. Right when you want to write about, but at least give you a heads up. Does your library have a tag system like AO3? I say that as if I know anything about AO3. I've just seen a lot of people talking about tags. It's like a ghostly manatee. Oh. But if you can guess what it is, I'll be very surprised. If you can guess anything about this scene other than the fact that they want pie. The library tag system is genre. That's it. This is a ghostly manatee. I'm making my own fan-made sequel to the Plastic Island by Gorillas. Which is the only manatee I can think of off the top of my head. Usually look up the book before you get it. Look up any content warnings if you're worried. That's probably a decent way of doing it. Also, it's just started raining here, which is pleasing as somebody who isn't outside. What a goblin like? Yeah, pretty much. Yes, slightly pointier nose. When you were younger, you just go browse the shelves, as was custom, so it was just a guess. Yeah, that's always my experience with the library. You just go and see something that perks up your interest and take it and deal with the consequences. Then again, when I were a lad, we didn't have the internet to look things up. We just dealt with it. And it was awful. I want more sentences like that to to end that way. When we were a lad, we didn't have all these devices in our pockets that could tell us where to go. We had to deal with using a map and our own sense of direction, and it was god awful. We got lost so many times. Is it a ghostly dugong? This is not a ghostly dugong. Back in 1862. 1962, how dare. I'm from the 1960s. We'll go with that. Seems alright. A little knobbly elbow. Do I want it to look like this? Anything going in the eye? Watching Gossip Girl Unhinged recap with the cell phones back then. Off the grid, no internet, wish that were me. What was it I was watching the other day? Oh yeah, the Fall Out Boy released some new music. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember Fall Out Boy, they were a thing when I was a kid. So I looked up some old Fall Out Boy videos, and the flip phones. The flip phones in those videos! I'd look good in the top hat. I have a top hat. It's too big for me. Dramatically snap the folding phone shut to hang up when needed. Yeah. They had a tactility to them, which is literally designed out of them now. No tactility in their operation because they're all touch and screens and such. Moany, moany, moan. Modern smartphones, they're not going to stop a bullet. The more detail I put into this, the weirder it feels. It was alright when it was just a silly little doodle, but now I'm like, what is this thing? How does it work? Strangely is the answer. Snake. Yeah, you gotta have Snake. I know a song about it. I just wanna play Snake on my 3210. Play Snake on my 3210. Good song. Rob J. Maiden. Look him up. Also known as Brett Domino. End the trip of a Bible in the pocket, stopping a bullet. Make it a copy of Lord of the Rings nowadays. Now make it a Nokia 4210. There should be more 90s period dramas where people stop bullets with old Nokias. Or an N-gauge. Goblin was 17, working on a desk. N-gauge? Don't remember the Nokia N-gauge? The hugely successful console from Nokia that I bought and was awful. These guys aren't wearing clothes, but that's fine. I can give them clothes. Anyone got any ideas for clothes? A body warmer with 3210's hot glued to it. Bulletproof. Oh, I want to do all that now. This were a normal doodle stream, that's absolutely on the list. What's going on with the other thing? More like that, which means the knee should not come out that far. Like these friends, yeah. That's how foots work, right? Not sure how to actually make it work outside of cartoony realm. Do that, I guess. Make those nails. I mean, I say outside of cartoony realm as if this is going to turn into a realistic painting. Loincloth, I don't know. These aren't. No, no. In the context of what these are for, they don't need clothes because they are not integrated into any form of society. We don't live in a society, hence no clothes. Ah, hoodie and jeans with Converse. And again, I don't quite know what's going on with this hand because I just sort of made it up as I doodle. Does it have a belly button? Might do. We wouldn't see it anyway. Auto-saving. Everybody save your work if you're working. Unless you're working on a tablet, in which case it probably only autosaves. I still don't like that being by the eye. Sort of imagined it resting on the side of the head, but we wouldn't see it because it would be around the side. Just do it like that. One of the things I've sort of learned to enjoy when drawing something that I have no idea how to make it work is scribbling until it looks right. But if it doesn't eventually look right and you've just covered everything in scribbles, then carve it out with the eraser. Just switch to the eraser and start carving it in negative space. And if that doesn't work, start scribbling again, and you go back and forth and back and forth. Or you could, you know, actually hone your skills and get it right the first time. That also works. Odds are one of the lines will be right. Exactly. You're saved, yay. Painting, so that was very necessary. Good. I'm gonna add that to the hydrate command. Save. So I'm trying to work out how this is gonna work in a sort of foreshortened perspective. So by that point it's almost pointing directly at us. But here, it ain't. Does that make sense? Feels too realistic to be Goblin arm. Goblin arm should be thinner as well. You refuse to hone your skills? That also makes sense. Don't bother with the skills. Scribbles. Scribbles, everybody! Think you remembered all the social medias? Is there social medias to be remembered? Does that mean? Loading. Loading. Good gobs. Good gobbos. Mr. Gobbo! Everybody go and like it on everything. Oh, I also have a thing from... That's a private message. Now. I shouldn't be doing this constantly on stream. But I've done one. I'll keep this open to remind me. More! Mr. Good Stuff! Everybody look at it on the Twitter and the Tumblrs and the Instagrams and the Kofis. It's off center, you're too tired to care now. It's goblins! Why should they be on center? Is the big friend huggable? Under the right circumstances, probably. Can Gib hug? Maybe. Well, hang on, you're a goblin, aren't you? Then yes. Ezgiro, hello! Welcome to the support miss stream. Off center. Still be mad at yourself. Don't find excuses for it. Life's gonna throw enough of those at you anyway. Stop making up your own. The universe doesn't care whether you like your stuff or not, so you might as well do it when you have the choice. Much. No. My pot is so blackened it's basically charcoal, so I'm not a pot anymore, so ha ha ha. Kira's been in here for 1 minute and they're already shouting. We made Kira angry.
I'll get the mirror. So help me, you'll all stand in front of it.
Ah, don't do that. I hate that guy. I hate that guy in the mirror. He always says mean things about me. Git. There's a joke in there somewhere. You can format that into something funny. I have no idea why I'm giving these guys massive hands, but... Well, I know why, because it looks cool. But there's no particular contextual reason. Contrast with the gobbos, I suppose. Slightly smaller big hand. Slightly smaller but longer. Bordering on Slitheen at this point. You will lick the mirror. Oh no, you're gonna lick that tongue. Ugh. Don't know where it's been. Consider Goblin. Yeah, Theo, is that close enough to a Goblin's owner? Yes. I have Mal. I guess technically if you're in this stream, you have Pal. So... I know you weren't there for Pal, but... Pal, yes, Pal is, by definition, everybody in this stream's Goblin owner. Am I actually gonna do... No. I was gonna say, am I actually gonna draw the boundaries of these tree leaves and stuff, or am I gonna find a nice brush to do leaves with? And I'm like, I'm on stream. I'm not gonna go browsing through the clip paint store to try and find a good leaf brush. I know one's there. I had it pointed out to me not too long ago, but I didn't get it, which was silly. The fluffy bunny slippers that they absolutely picked up, and we didn't have to bully Chris about it. For reference, Bear, this was from one of our very early draw-throughs, in which we play, or in which chat played, The Forest of Doom, fighting fantasy book, and they designed a character who they would play, who was Pal, the Goblin. And so Pal is chat substitute, and they are good. They have a recorder. They go doot. That's the bush in front, isn't it? Yeah. This seems good enough, right? Well, hang on, I haven't finished this. And Lord help me if I don't finish the edge of a windowsill. However will I cope? Also, this is too straight. Can't be having that. I spend too much of my time on Tumblr. Doot, hoot, and smooch. No pal emote. That's a good point. We did a pal emote. I did do one ages ago, based on the first picture I did. Do I still have that as an emote? No? Why not? I could make it again, like now. Well, I mean, I could just, to be fair, if I look at the art for it, probably gonna go, ugh. Well, no, that's not terrible, actually. I could definitely do better now, but it's not terrible. I'm sure I did a newer version of that for the emote. Yeah, the voting system, good times. And then we did Citadel of Chaos, which was underwhelming. That was a good goblin who has never been toddlerified by anyone in this chat. No. Quick pencil gob sketch. Emphasis on try. It's a goblin. Can't go wrong. Nose too long? No such thing. Weird ears? No such thing. Eyes don't look right? No such thing. It's a goblin. They are beauty, they are grace. What's going on with their face? Okay. This is probably good enough to be going on with. Let's make it all slightly bigger. For maximum detailage. I used a slightly rougher pen than that's massive. Should probably also do this flipped so that I can see all of the problems with it. Like the fact that the face is not, it's flat. Why, right? Liquify tool is a good. It's good. All those foolish YouTubers out there using it just to make big-eyed thumbnails, and here I am adjusting art. Like this crust should be lower. Flip your work, everybody. It's important. Oh, I missed the harvest. What was it? It was a Gurmt. I forgot we had a Gurmt one. How long is this going to be in the video? 4 seconds? Probably a while. Like a minute? This isn't a random thing. This is one of the main parts of the thing. Grumpy face. Sure. Also, apologies that I'm doing this on a plain background. I usually put something in the background that's interesting for streams, but I'm recording the time-lapse for this. No, Flip, you don't have the emotional fortitude. We worked out during the Patreon hangout the last week. We found out that you can stream from OBS as though it were your camera in Discord, which means you have fewer things open, so you don't have to, if you stream, strong. You don't have to stream your screen in a separate thing, but it's, when you do that, it does what it normally does with your camera, which is flip it so that it looks like a mirror, so it's more natural for you. But for other people, it's the right way around. So you see it flipped, and everyone else sees it normal. But what that means is that if you're sharing drawings, you automatically have a flipped version now in Discord for you to constantly look at. So it's actually a really good tool for drawing. So that's the middle, roughly speaking. I feel like I should do this at an even higher resolution. It's fine. Yeah, no, we're going with an underbite, aren't we? What? How do I know we're going with an underbite? What could possibly have given it away? Yeah, if you can get it to work. We may have spent a little bit of time trying to get Mrs. One to work. It was a lovely fun time. The Miss literally became hysterical. Well, not literally in the medical sense, but... Missed out a good time. It was something. I think we explicitly came to the conclusion that thank God no one else is here to witness this. It was a time. We both laughed. It was, yeah. I did laugh. It was a good laugh. Back. You were tired of meaning to draw every stream. So fix some ambient light with the curtain and elastics. Ooh. Ambient lights. Mrs. Curfew just updated. What? Miss has a curfew that you can follow for free? I wasn't aware of this. Oh look, they've posted some good goblin art that you can like on Ko-fi for free. This for the next Hitman highlight videos. Yes, yeah. Do you remember that bit in Hitman where some goblins stole a pie? It was part of the conspiracy. I can't remember exactly why. It was Goblovov and Piana? Miss Hangout, because your internet crunches everyone's ears to death. No. You can get an email update whenever she posts. That is true. The same is also true of Cheeb. Griff is one of the things you always forget to update. Not recently. I got an email saying, Chib has uploaded 7 pieces of art. Didn't see anything. I saw good art and you can't convince me otherwise. Don't ask how these fingers work. It's fine. Chibs on cuff. What's it bad having to upload 40 pieces of art because it notifies everyone? It does it in a batch though. It doesn't say there's this picture and this picture and this picture. Also, don't feel bad about the fact that people have chosen to put notifications on for your stuff. They can turn it off. What is Chib's Ko-fi? It is chib at kofi.chib. Do you mind me posting it, Chib? I've talked about it. But posting it is a little different thing. Boom. Don't hang about. Hey look, this is Chib. They do drawings. As their description says. Keep it away from the eye. Shh. Nobody click that. Now's the fun bit. You ready for half an hour of me trying to draw a circle? It's not quite a circle, that's the problem. If it were a circle, I'd use the circle tool. But it's not. It's a weird, vaguely elliptical thing. It's too big. Too late to collect. Everyone share Kofas. We look forward to and nothing came up. Grumble, grumble. Jib. Jib Netherlands. I'd say the style's slightly different from my regular stream noodle clean, thick line way of doing things, because it's for a thing, and for some reason I did the first drawing in this with a rough brush because I thought it looked good. And now that means I have to keep doing it for the whole bloody video. The face is too long. Must get the three-dimensionality out of it. Also, the neck's way too thick as well. Thanks for the tumble tags. What do tumble tag? Marvelous. Pooch loves screens. Pooch after my own heart. Yeah, I like the idea that it just sort of goes into the hand. Big old anteater hands. You need to scratch up the bark to get at the anteaters. Dig holes. No, they don't need to get at the anteaters. They need to get at the ants. The rest of that will come from shading. Trust in the awkward phase. Whoops. What's this? I don't know what that is. Go away. You scare me. Big hand. Very Ori? With big hands? Ori? Oh, Ori in the Blind Forest. This game. We have rich lore on this stream. I keep the things that bring me joy, and every time I look at that picture, I go, things are gonna get fiddly to color. Whatever, it's fine. Oops. That's not fine. That looks weird. Is that a foot? I don't know, feet. Like weird hands. I missed using this brush. This is a nice brush. Up drawing naked feet on Twitch is Goblin feet. It's fine. Goblins have no terms of service. Goblins do not sign agreements to terms of service. If anyone here has had long nails, how do you, like, bunch your hand up into a fist? Is that just a thing you can't do? Screen licking pooch is hell, but what if more screen to lick? I'm stuck with first to lick keyboards. Gotta get over how fast I've done this. I mean, if it's any consolation, the one before this took quite a while. And is much simpler. But for even less consolation, it has a spider in it, so... Can't stand having long nails, no, me neither. Ugh, throat things. Hang on, I just want to look up something. Oh no, they do. Oh, okay. Goblin should have loincloth. Or something akin. Big friend doesn't need to. Pencil Gobbo update. It's not working out, Rip. Oh. I drew a gross thing. I gave it big eyes. It was cute. I want to do... So many of the pictures in this video involve... what's the phrase? Well... toned! That's the word I'm looking for. Well-toned... tids. But, not this one. It's fantasy. For some reason, everything has to have well-toned tids. Pectoral muscles, if you prefer. Give me another tree there. Why shouldn't everyone have well-toned tids? Don't like this. This isn't working out. Because of this, probably. How did this body work again? Hang on. Okay, I think that's the issue. Sort of going that way. And then there's a big old belly. The anatomy of these things is a bit weird, so I feel like I have some license here. Just realized the gobbo is Happy Ron Perlman as that horned dude. Happy Ron Perlman? Hellboy. Gobbo is Hellboy? Oh, the big one. I kind of get it. And the circular eyes. I have the big old circular horn things. Horn stubs. Yeah, I'll sort of see that. Right, now for the rest of this. I will do... Okay. Calm down, everyone. No, that's going to intersect with that. I've just done that in the wrong place. That was a push in the background. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Did I Google a nice bush on Google? I did not Google a nice bush on Google. In fact, I have a feeling if I Googled a nice bush, I'd probably not get what I'm looking for. What is this brush, please and thanks? It's this brush I made. It's called New Crispy. I can show you the settings. Brush size, ink, nothing special there. Color just a no. Anti-aliasing a bit. Brush shape, normal. Brush tip, slightly thinner. Any automation here? Follows the direction of the pen with a bit of randomness in there. I think that's it. That gap. Yeah, that's it. Just give it to miss. Oh yeah, I can just export it, can't I? I had a nice brush in Photoshop that I called New Crispy, and then when I went to Clip Studio, no, I had a brush in Photoshop called Crispy. I then went over to Clip Studio. Then I accidentally deleted all my brushes and the ability to get a brush, which is a thing you can do in Clip Studio. And then when I tried to reset it, I made a new one, which was New Crispy. So, have I considered putting these on my Patreon? The only brush I've put on my Patreon is the... hang on. Vermont string brush that I made completely by accident. There were two actually. There's one with a rainbow as well. The one on white. Aha, there we go. I could barely do a sketch in CSB right now. I'm not really good at making brushes and stuff. Pretty much all of the brushes I have. There's also this one which is I used to make leaves, I believe. I was working out how you can use multiple colors in a brush. So if you pick like a foreground and a background color, I think, if I recall how this works, yeah, you can sort of do, I guess, the other way around. Oops. Yeah, you can do like a leaf sort of thing that has a nice... What plants have these sorts of leaves? This is what I was trying to do when I made the worm. I made the worm by accident, trying to do this. So this is really the only, like... Oh, there's a bit of randomness in there as well, I can see. But they're not all the same exactly, so that if you want to do a big old plant, you can... This was when I was doing Honcho. I was doing the conservatory, and I'm like, I'm not colouring in all those leaves. So I just made this and played around with it. Or consider doing it all by hand. What other ones do I have that might be interesting? I made one for trying to do hair. Didn't quite work. Yeah. Any other patterns? Made one of the rough little chain one I made the other day for something I'm doing. That's a double color one as well. Oh, this was, yeah, another quick flower one. Why aren't all these on Patreon? Because they never do what I want them to do exactly. This was for making bushy flowers. These were those two. The flower ones actually were made for a commission that I did for Christy. More hair. Not like that. That didn't work either. I think that's about it. What if they do what you want them to do? Maybe. See how it goes. Anyway, back to Gobbo Land. If people want anything I use and you support me on Patreon, I'll stick things on Patreon. I've put stupider things than that on there. Love the flower ones. They were made for you. Also, I remembered the other day I started a thing last year of like the crispy coloring book where I just gave people colorless ink things of things I've drawn. I was like, hey, you can color that in if you want. You want the hairbrush? Fair enough. What was I saying? Yes, I was doing a thing, the coloring book, if people wanted to get colory stuff, and then I just didn't really add anything because I didn't make anything that used line art for a while. But if there's anything that I do that has line art and you want to color it, let me know. I'm gonna mess around doing some colorings. So this is where a brush would come in handy for this. I mean, no, I'm not gonna make a brush on stream. Not a terrible idea though, actually, to make a brush that could do lines like this, just automatically. It's theoretically possible. Because doing this a lot is tedious. Not to make it too neat, all symmetrical looking. Looking a bit too much like Bob Ross's hair at the moment. I learned the other day that Bob Ross didn't like his hair. He had it initially in the show because he just didn't have his hair cut for a while. And then after a while, that sort of became his brand. He's like, oh, I can't really shave it off. Walking through the woods today and found a tree that had split in half in the wind, but not split in half horizontally, but split in half vertically. It's just a tree split in the middle in the woods. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, when I read that, I did imagine it was split vertically. Split in half horizontally, you probably wouldn't assume it happened in the wind. You'd probably assume someone had an axe or a chainsaw. Try not to learn things about Bob Ross because you feel like it'll ruin things for you. Absolutely, don't learn anything else about Bob Ross. Well, Bob Ross, you can learn things about Bob Ross. I have no wish to besmirch the name of Bob Ross, but things were not hunky-dory. As you could probably guess from someone like that, they deserved better. Yeah, it's one of those. Also, you can go to the Bob Ross Twitch channel and you can watch the videos of Bob Ross on Twitch. I recommend doing that without the chat open. Because I've never seen a moderation team more ruthless. Anything that is not on topic and not 100% positive gets deleted immediately. Little patch of wood near Verdun where it got bombed during World War One. The tree structures there are bonkers. Ooh. Keeping is your anxiety busting ASMR. He's a good. He has a good voice, he has a good manner, he's a very skilled painter. Was. And he seems nice. If you could just see how many people love him today, yeah, exactly. Like, he was appreciated at the time, not to the scale that he is now, I think, but you know, it wasn't a Van Gogh situation. Van Gogh. Oh, that looks tree, right? For everyone doesn't stay on topic and pretend to be happy at all times, and I will ban you. What are you talking about being happy in this stream? That's not what these are for. Touch lessons are not helping with the pronouncing Van Gogh. No, the G's are not. G's are not there. I still can't make W's and V's sound distinct because apparently that's the thing. They sound the same to me.
And you see this little negative chat here. We're just gonna nip that in the bud. As an example.
We don't have negative chats here. We have unhappy little ban incidents. Some chats does have almost such a disclaimer, yeah. Yeah, Van Gogh. Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Or Van Gogh, if you want. Hazel always has something to...
All is well, tomato smile.
Van Gogh. All is well. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's just one thing I was not expecting in the Bob Ross Twitch was just a militant approach to content moderation. Which, I mean, it's a brand, right? It is a brand account. This is not, you know, the YouTube channel of Bob Ross himself. This is the Bob Ross brand having a YouTube channel broadcasting their stuff.
We're all just happy little trees and we will stay like that.
We will remain happy little trees. Because if you stop being happy, you stop being a happy little tree and you become an unhappy little log. As the moderation chainsaw comes in. Also, the fact that I'm doing so much undoing while drawing a tree, I feel is antithetical to the the conversation about Bob Ross.
Don't forget to be happy and take your joy.
Take your joy. Oh yeah, we need to play that. I have that. I'm trying to think what we should play after the Wallace and Gromit, and we might do that. Because I hear it's Janky's balls. It's supposed to tell me, good job from your mum, because you told your family you were learning Dutch, you got in 50 days, and they think you're doing very well. Oh, thank you. I'm currently trying to exploit the experience system in Duolingo, which has nothing to do with the learning side of things. There's no point exploiting a game if the intention for you is to learn something from it. You're not learning anything at that point, you're learning the game, not the thing. But Duolingo has this XP system which is not useful for anything. There's just a leaderboard. But if you get to the top of the top leaderboard, I think there's an achievement, and the achievement gives you some stuff, which is, yeah, whatever. But I thought, might as well. I'm on a roll. Might as well give it a go. And I realised that you can exploit it, because every time you finish a little module, they give you a 2 times experience booster. So for the next 15 minutes, you get double the experience, which is great. And there's also other ways of getting more experience. Like, for example, doing an old lesson, but a really, really hard version of it. You get a big old bunch of experience for that. And it costs a little bit of the in-game currency to do that, which you can earn just passively by finishing things and so on and so forth. Or you can buy it, because microtransactions. But you know me. I never use an elixir. So I have, you get like between 5 and 15 of those every time you get given some of these gem currency things. I have, I think, 11,000. So I've been kind of stockpiling them a little bit, which means that I'm gonna basically next week when I get to the top league, I'm just gonna go right back to the beginning and blitz my way through all of the really hard lessons of the really, really easy stuff that I now know off by heart on 2 times XP, just to rocket myself to the top of the leaderboard. I get like 800 experience in one session. Because I feel like that's funny. And that's got absolutely nothing to do with learning Dutch. This is purely, I'm playing Duolingo at this point. But the learning Dutch is going well. There's a bunch of adverbs that I need to get stuck in my head. They're not sticking, and I need to get them to stick. The only one I remember is... sounds like elamau. Elamau. Which is completely, or absolutely. Yeah. So that one I remember. All of the other ones, no. It's going to be so satisfying, I know. What if we need them later?
Helimal.
Helimal? That's pretty close. Kind of. By Hazel standards.
Volodai.
Volodai. Nope. Yeah, by Hazel. When I say that's close, I don't mean, wow, Hazel, you got it spot on. It's Hazel. Might look weird what I'm doing here.
Smugglage.
Smugglage. You always forget the other L.
Smugglage.
Smlugglage. They added an extra syllable in there.
Smlugglage.
Again. That reminds me of a thing of someone I follow on YouTube who does good videos about etymology and language and stuff. He recently did a video about how people are making an artificial language that's like, what if English never had French put into it? I think they called it Anglish. But that was vaguely interesting. But they did a thing where they were like, they looked up this fact as like, the longest one-syllable word in English is squirreled. And I'm like, what? Squirreled is definitely 2 syllables. What is this? And apparently it's, in some parts of America, it is pronounced squirreled. 1 syllable, squirreled. It's my doing, I did the thing. Really weirdly formally Dutch translation of a book. You're reading a thing. Ooh, what's when? Squirrel. Squirreled. I'd say it has 2.5 syllables, but that's just me. Squirreled. Okay, so let me join the dots here. Probably don't actually have to do this now, but now that I know there are better ways of doing this. But I'm doing it. You can't stop me. Take a branch in there, Mike. I'm doing this as if any of these are gonna like be closed. Look at that. That's not gonna be closed. I had to Google 3 things so far because the word's so obscure. Ooh. What words? Maybe it's just Dutch. Then build a marker. Marker? No, marker. Cloisters? Cloisters? Every time you log into Duolingo and see someone following you, it's Kiro, friend. Yeah, so you're learning Japanese, aren't you? Which I also briefly learned, which is probably why I have so many gems. So I tried to learn Japanese and German, and I think French. Dutch is by far the one I've stuck with the longest, so. The Happyfield Convent. Oh. Yes. Perfect. Are they just old words or Randstad Dutch? Randstad? The round city. The ringed city, Dark Souls 3. Okay. Yes, the ringed city. I did say it twice, so no, that's fair. That's what you call the collective of Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Den Haag, and Utrecht. If you connect them, there's sort of, but not really, make a circle. Okay. I do keep in Duolingo. I do keep getting Licht Amsterdam in België, which at some I feel like nobody will ever ask that question, but that's just me. Still trying to get my head around when you say something lies or something stands or something sits. And it's disrespectful towards oops. Yeah, nobody speaking Dutch will ask that question. Exactly. Like, it makes sense that the only two countries I've been taught how to say are Nederland and België. But can't wait to see what this connect the dots depicts. I did make a connect the dots thing. What was that for? Oh, that was it's for my background. Where's it? Oh. Can you see it at the bottom there? Connect the dots. I made a connect the dots for that. It was actually a thing I made, and then I never shared it. Yeah, the question is Amsterdam in Belgium? And again, like, I get that they're just trying to teach me, like, you know, how to form questions and talking about places. Dueling. We've got weirder stuff than that. Miskeen Benye named. Share the dots. Put it on Patreon. He's gonna do a dump on Patreon. That came out wrong. Maybe you're a duck, which is the weird alternate ending to Final Fantasy VIII. Maybe you're a duck. Now I'm just imagining the Maybe You're a Lion music, but with duck quacks. Sorry, anyone who likes Final Fantasy VIII music. It's good music. Good soundtrack. Best part of the game. It's wonky. Wonky wood. Fantasy wood. What if wonk? A machine bayonet? Misschien ben je een eend. Sorry. And other things Dutch people say to each other. Don't dump on Patreon. I'm gonna dump on Patreon. I mean, they upped the amount of money that they get from creators, or new creators. It's the same for me, but they did do that, and there was a bit of backlash to that. That was a while ago now. But otherwise, they seem benign. This needs to be thicker. What other weird sentences have I got recently? I don't know, really. I'm thinking weird sentences out of misheard words. I guess unlearned words. The orange is still talking to me? The oranges have stopped talking to me. The sinaasappels. Spraks. Not Van Mai. I don't know. Is it Van Mai? No. Now am I? Sprak de sinaasappels na mij? Met? Met. Probably met. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense. Again, like, all of these words that don't really have, like, specific contexts that are just used almost euphemistically, there is no reason for any two languages to have them used exactly the same way. And so that's the thing I'm sort of getting my head around now. Is, you know, what euphemisms does Dutch have that English does differently? In English, we speak to people. Whereas in Dutch, they speak with. Met or tegen. Really? Tegen. I have heard that before, but I've forgotten what it means. I guess with. If you're getting a holy message from the orange, then it's tot. Against, yeah. I did think that. You're talking against someone. Again, languages, they're fun and weird. Also just realised I made another optical illusion in this original drawing. Kind of. I think actually I wanted to do... Yeah, it was sort of sticking up more like that. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. To think, I thought I'd have this picture done by the end. Sorry, we're talking Dutch again. If this happens. Must be said, I think recently I've probably learned more Dutch from talking to Chibi and a song about a dental assistant than I have from Duolingo in the last couple of days. So oh, that was something you missed, Chib, when we had a little Valheim session, and we went to some frost places, and there we found where all the wolves are, and I picked up a thing called Wolventand, or Wolftand, I think. And my brain was like, well, I get the wolf bit. Wait, hang on, Tandens assistenta. I know that word. So I legitimately used the novelty song to improve my Dutch. Here's me thinking it would be like Altide or something that I'd recognize. Nope. I learned tooth. I've been trying to draw while having a puppy for 2 hours. I know! Almost 2 hours. Well, I mean, I started stream a little bit late and then you came on later after that, so it's probably about an hour and a half, but still. That's where I wanted to go. That's what I quite like about drawing lumpy wood, is I don't have to worry about it being perfectly straight. Oh, it's in my head now. Want to draw a bullseye? Hang on. There's a picture from... Gonna share someone else's art now. Do 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 do. Boom. So this today. This is Piper Thibodeau. Look them up. I think they're just called Piper Thibodeau, right? Oh no, Cryptid Creations. Oh, his name was Piper. Very good. Did not need that sound in your head though. The what? That one. Yeah, and I should probably put a link in chat so that people can go there if they want. Must be on TikTok more than anywhere else. Don't worry about it. This is who now? This is me not knowing the things again, isn't it? me not being where the hip clocks are. That's where the thing is, so I don't have to worry about that. It's really weird doing rough line art again. This is how I used to do all my line art. Now I've gone smooth. I could make these shutters, I guess, that makes more sense. But it also means drawing more line. Music reminded me of thingy. Made sure re-download the Owl app. Oh no! Learn Scotsmith. We oldens can't keep up with Mrs. Youth, I know. She's gonna have to stay behind and keep watching the Avengers or something. Actually, that's how this video starts, is by me making a joke about how I'm old. I can't keep up with things. If you want a vague clue as to what this is about. I think I have already talked about what this video is. Because it was an old idea. Not that anyone should remember that. If you're remembering those details, consider being more productive with your brain. Because no one needs that. This wood really needs an oil. Bit of a wax. It's very irregular as well. Whoever lives here, look after your furnishings. That name's actually pronounced Thibodeau? Who? Oh, Thibodeau. Oh, I see. Not Thibodeau. Every time you encounter it, it's pronounced like that. Yeah. Because, yeah. Haven't opened Duolingo in so long, but now you have again. Wow, it looks so different. Yeah, they made it all linear, which is a bit weird. Used to have like some options as to what to do, but now it's just like, go in a straight line. They made a lot of changes. And I was having that dip out of the way of the pan, but well, I don't want it to deliberately intersect with the pan, or not be a tangent. This is one of those instances where a tangent is actually a tangent, as opposed to an intersection. Okay, let's give this a go. Like a thumbprint here. Little. Little bitsels and bobses. Alright, you've been trying to, it's been trying to log you back in for about 3 minutes now. I think the owl's angry at you. It takes a while to load. Sometimes, and I don't know why. I mean, the owl might be working out where you live. But, what sort of pie is this? I don't think it necessarily matters for the context of the drawing, so what sort of pie do you want it to be? It is the sort of pie that goblins like. Oh, that works. Does that work? Should really go over. I can't draw ellipses. Ellipses. Well, okay, let's cheat. Been a while since I've done this. Berry, some sort of fruit thing. Apricot. Hope you say tatty. It's a tatty pie. Fish and chip pie. Chip butty. There's just chip butties in there. Hinges. It's gone slightly awry from the original plan, but at least I remember vaguely what it was supposed to be. Yes, I would say as a learning tool, Duolingo has its flaws, but it's generally pretty good. A lot of the things that it incentivizes you to do, which are sort of gamify the learning of a language, do at least, you know, one of the options is to buy the monthly subscription, but the other option is to just practice more, and that feels good, you know? You have lives, and if you fail enough, you lose lives, and you can't do anything again, but you can get lives back by practicing, and that feels good. You didn't know things good enough to continue, so practice. That seems reasonable. A roll with a tatty scone, and sausage, and a fried egg. In pie! Lots of practice. I've practiced many times. I'm always making mistakes. Particularly with bloody het and de. Bloody de family and het cuisine. Bloody. They're the same thing! Kind of. Although Jib did explain that they're actually slightly different. But they're the same thing! Making you happy with a tatty pie. Jeeb is helpfully giving me the context that Duolingo doesn't give, because Duolingo just teaches words and sentences and doesn't explain what they actually mean, per se. So, for example, I was like, I like you, miss, in Discord. And she was like, that's good, but you did basically just confess your love for miss. It's like, okay. I'll stop that then. English just lacks the nuance, yes. At least once you got to katakana and beyond the intro stuff, so many mistakes. That's the problem with Japanese, is if you want to read and write it, you gotta learn 3 bloody alphabets, one of which has 1,000 symbols in it. Strictly speaking, not alphabets, because I guess one of them is, sort of. The 2 of them are. Kanji isn't. Kanji's weird. Love you too. Saying I don't love miss. I think from the context, if the Chibi said you've professed your love. I have love for my friends. This is not news, but I want to make sure that I'm expressing that correctly in another language, and not like proposing. That looks like a window frame. There's no casual way in Dutch to say I love you. Ah, Dutch lacks the nuance, I see. Ik houd van you? What does that mean? Better have a Poundland ring if you're proposing. Sure. It's not proposing kind of. I love you, but ik vind je leuk. It's definitely romantically inclined. Is that I find you nice? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with finding someone nice? Although it sounds a bit clinical, doesn't it? Well, the reports have come in. After many detailed hours of analysis, we find you nice. Or maybe even like legal. The court of your peers has found you to be nice. Also a bit childlike. Okay. So these are the things you would have absolutely no way of knowing if you only did Duolingo. Because Duolingo explains nothing. I also recommend going on the Duolingo wiki, because it has all of the lessons and all of the words that you learn in all of the lessons. So if you want to look up all of the things you're supposed to be learning, it's there. With also some context. Line between finding someone nice and loving them romantically is a fine line. I've read fanfiction. You got Duolingo working! Hooray! But it's a Gaelic. Nice. Or Gaelic. I can never remember which one's which. I think it's Gaelic, right? First word you're learning is... Brace! Cats! That's so different from the Dutch. I've just seen Gob. That's a little Goblin, the thing. I don't know. Oops, can I show Gob on stream? I made the mistake of almost sharing things that people don't want to be shared before, and I want to make sure. Cat, yes. Sure, there's Gob. Cat, no, let me drag you. There we go. Gob. It's a little Gob. I like the tie thing. What do you call those? Not cravat. It's kind of a cravatty sort of thing. What's it called? Or puss. That makes sense, because there was... I saw there was a painting of a cat with like a bunch of kittens around them, and it had a Dutch name, which was something like Poesmode. And I was like, yeah. It's called Ace Attorney. Okay, fair enough. This is the new lawyer Gob, here to represent gobbos in the legal system, who steal shinies, and it's not their fault, because it was shiny. Let's get some colour on this, I guess. Save your work, everyone. Also, I flipped this and haven't flipped it back. That looks fine. Goblin's head's a bit big. It's fine. Do not concern yourself with details. Choices are dog, cat, pig, or boy. Cool. Hund, Kat, Wake or Junge. You have saved the world. Well done, dog. One of these things is not like the other. I know, cats are very well behaved. In a choker tube top, like it was meant to be. Right, colour, chameleon. It's probably a good background hue. Or rough sort of idea of a hue. Wood is like that, I guess. I do not have a layer highlighted. Let's do that. This is the problem with the rough brush. Lots of little holes, which I could actually solve. Actually, hang on, let me do that. Select the outline and also that bit, which I don't want, and also this thin bit here, which I don't want, and also the windows. Expand it by a single pixel, invert it, fill. Now, if there's a very, very thin border line, there might be something missing from the edge. And now we lock the transparency, and we don't have to worry about colouring outside the lines. Right, let's do the time warp again. Close the gap there, but that's not enough. Oh, there we go. Also got Duolingo working here. You can take a stab at Chinese, methinks. Ooh, that's a very useful one. As people have often said, if you can get 2 of English, Chinese, and Spanish, then you're pretty much sorted. Or I guess there are several types of Chinese as well, aren't there? But I don't know anything about that. So, nice though. Godspeed. For no reason other than to see if you can understand a word and then watching C-dramas. Yeah, see, look, you have an incentive. The reason I started learning Japanese was because I played a lot of point-and-click games. Escape the room stuff, Flash, back in the old Flash days. And so many of those were in Japanese, and I'm like, I want to understand what's going on. Valid reason. They did a guidebook. There's like one for each lesson. It just gives you a few phrases. Again, not really enough. Use the wiki. Dark save the world in a Joker and Tube Top? Yes. They had a neat little guidebook for sounds and the to be verb. They're not as in-depth as you like. Yeah, it's just little bits and bobs. Again, use the wiki. But the wiki doesn't have voice lines, so... Not for Dutch, anyway. The reason you started learning Japanese was similar because things weren't getting localized translated and you wanted to read them. There was somebody I'll follow online who learned Japanese because of... Danganronpa or something? Like, well, there was one of the games and it just wasn't translated and like, I want to play this game. So they just learned Japanese. Didn't understand half of it. Took him like 200 hours to... Used up your focus on handling a sandwich and a puppy. That is a valid use of focus. Right. Trails played a bigger part in your decision because some of those games weren't getting translated back then. Yeah, I think now that things are getting translated more, it's less of a thing. But I don't like how these are contrasting quite strongly. So also this needs to be brighter now. Whoops. Slightly more on the yellow side. That works. I don't know why I'm putting in lighting now. I usually do this afterwards. Did it help you play them? Most overall will soon be localized now, so it's too slow or late. Decided to pick up the lessons and stick with it. There are so many Japanese-only games though, and I'm sure you'd love a lot of them. So you have an incentive. If I can learn words from a novelty dentist song, games are a good thing to go for. Every little helps. Yeah, I have actually learned words from that. I mean, I don't know all the lyrics, but it makes sense. Same. That. A bit of. Oops. Do this like really, very, very soft pen touch. Make sure you do the thinnest of lines rather than, I don't know, resizing the brush. The cat snog? What? The cat snog? How dare it. Right, now we have the other one. Which I'm just going to give a nice bluey-greeny tone. Right. Lilik. The cat is nice. Oh. Probably use this actually for the background. This is where I'm gonna have to use the close gap feature. There's only so much you can do. What colour be gobbo? Sort of unpleasant. Do I want that? Hang on. Do that. Then have some bushes be this colour, yes. And also the forest floor, because there's this tiny bit of forest floor here. Don't worry about it. Probably what I should actually do is separate these in different layers so that I can shade them easier. That would make sense. So I'm probably not gonna do it. So it gets me actually when the background. Oh, bugger, I did it on the wrong layer. Now it's on this layer, and you'll never notice the difference. I guess I actually want this to be more on the blue side. It kind of works. That's what the word for small is. Big, pronounced big. This is yet again another example of the English taking Scots ideas and getting them wrong. Shut up, top the boogie. I want this to be sort of bluer, so less saturated. Yes, saturated. Oops. Whoops-a-deedle. Too tired to learn big and small dogs and cats and such. What? What is wrong with the big cat, which is Scots for the small dog? Who is dog? So no drawing tonight as Pooch decided on being clingy, exactly where iPad needs to be. Oh, give Pooch strokes. Coo. Like the other animal, the coo. I guess you pronounce it coo, don't you? Yeah. Right, yeah, now I need to colour the goblins, who are just not a pleasant colour. Yeah, I'll do that for now and I'll adjust it later. Smaller brush. Like a Highland cool. Let's just colour in everything actually, just so we have it all solid. Also, the stream is going on, isn't it? Thought I'd get it done. I was like, oh, I've already done the thumbnail sketch, so we won't have time, you know. There'll be too much time in the stream and we'll have to do something else afterwards. Oh no. Apparently I completely mismanage how long things take. Thinking about C-dramas now. I'm thinking about how Link Click, because you binged season 1 months ago and desperately need season 2. That was on the list of the characters, wasn't it? Link Click. I remember looking it up. Remember when I said to do some random doodles? To be honest, we distracted you. I explicitly asked for chats. You like the long streams? No, thanks. Also, I'm a perfectionist. Yeah, I just like good draws to be good. And colour of other friend is slightly greener. I'm glad people are enjoying anyway. Getting something out of this. Not an awful lot of colours for that friend. Okay, right. Now let's lock transparency so don't do anything stupid and then do other stuff. Like teeths. And also change the skin colour because I don't want it that strong. That's better. Yeah, I can live with that. What? Green eyes. Ooh. Mercy. Really appreciating this drawing tonight. Really appreciating this tonight. The company while you draw is much needed. I'm very pleased I could be of some sort of non-negligible assistance. It's supposed to be like that. It isn't now. Oh. Picked up some of the teeth colour. Your beans. Ah, boulder ash. Wonder why this face you're painting isn't looking right and you forgot you hadn't drawn the eyebrows yet. Ah, Mona Lisa syndrome. Chibi's making the Mona Lisa, by the way. Don't know if anyone knew that. Oh, sorry, did I spoil that? Ooh. Whoops. Have red eyes? Oh, red eyes. Spooky. It'll look better when shaded. I go claws. Basically, it's a simple design. 5 in Mandarin literally sounds like, ooh, worst language. Hello, hi miss. In Gallicus, you've gone back because you're nosy. Math means good. Yay. Speaking of Mona Lisa, watch some films, please. I am aware of the Mona Lisa's presence in a property. Let me entertain you. How much of this am I going to work on? Also, this is probably a bit dark for pre-shading. Or do I just use that to my advantage and do more adding light than adding shadow? Hi, Frame Man. Why are you here? What's this? What is this called for? Why? Leave be. Leave us be. Hang on, let me close things. I have things up to remind me of friends. I haven't got anything else open, have I? Or Steam's open, go away. How long have you got before you need to write up another one? Write up a what? Oh, painting for dark. Ah, I see. Why is Frame Man here? I'm getting jealous, because I still haven't done that picture of Frame Man that I said I'd do. I'll make you look cool at some point, I promise. Now will you leave my stream alone? Frame Man is saying rest. Frame Man is saying that we will continue this at another time, and by that I mean I will continue this tomorrow. Yeah, tucking us in for bed. This is a sign. We're gonna take this as a sign, and I will come back with this finished thing when it's finished in a video. Although I should probably, when I finish it, share it somewhere because it's a Goblin week. I'll stick it in Discord. So yeah, we did this. We did this. It's your fault as well. Yeah, it's a thing. We did this, yeah. And hopefully, it'll be part of a video by Monday. Anyone like drawing painting dogs, by the way? I do. Specific dogs, that is. If you just ask me to draw a dog now, it won't look like a dog. Unsurprisingly. But I've done various pictures of dogs. People's dogs and cats. Nice time. Can't believe you did even more drawing today. Yeah, Cheeb did this. This was Cheeb's. You like the big friend? This is the big friend. They're gonna have big glowy eyes. Let's hop on over here. Aha. And to finish the little stram, let's click the thing. Boom. Haha. I did it correctly this time, and I knew how to do it correctly. We'll be back on Saturday with Zambles, playing Zambles with friends. And Sunday will be some sort of friend doodle experience. We should plan something ahead of time. We won't. This is Jibs now for a video we'll be posting on Crispy's channel, which is also yours. Makes sense. Got things to propose in Discord then. Ooh, exciting. Well done, Cheeb. Thank you for super chill stream. Yeah, I know I've said this a lot. I do want to do morning streams. The problem is I'm currently doing things in the morning and will be for about 3 months. So I don't really have time, but I want to do these sort of chill drawing streams, particularly when the draw through starts, because when we start the draw through, we're going to be doing that on Wednesdays. We're not going to be having like general draw times. But I do also have to finish all the music before we do that, so yeah, hopefully we don't break the game this time. We will, don't worry. Oh dear, yeah, the end of the stream was a bit of a mess. We're all going in different directions. Nah. Stay together in future. We're gonna stay together. And when Jib says that they're sleepy, we don't glitch the game. Love the drawing streams. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I want to do like, you know, commissions or things for videos and stuff like that during streams. I think that'd be nice. I've got a few video ideas that can benefit from just having nice doodle streams. So, yeah. That's the stream. Thank you very much, Adrian Von Ziegler, for your background music. Appreciated as always. You're going to go quiet now. He's gone quiet. Also, that music was a bit loud at the end there. Apologies. Don't know how loud it's been for a while. Figured out we only missed a bit of that quest because you died when going the right way. Yes, exactly. We'll try to stay together. Yeah. Hope you have a good night and week and so on. Hope you all have a good night and week and so on. Dog, move now. You know what that's time for? Time to go and get more food. Something nice. Like an eclair. I don't know why I thought of an eclair. I was thinking of hello. Anyway. I was thinking about hello the other day. And I was like, how do you explain this to somebody and not make it sound awful? So it's a funny show about an adulterer who's in Nazi-occupied France. Anyway, yes, I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to put on some music as we leave. I don't know what music I'm going to put on, but it'll be something. Sure. That'll do. Is it music? It technically counts as music. Yeah. And later on pretends to be his twin brother after he was killed by the Germans, despite the fact that he's doing things that the Germans want him to do. He's also doing what the resistance want him to do. And also trying to get English airmen out of there, but he's also trying to hide his affair and stop advances of a gay Nazi officer. It's a whole thing. Anyway, have a lovely time, everyone. Results in more women wanting him. It's the thing. Everyone watch Hello. It's better than it sounds. Have a good time. Thank you for being here. We'll be back on Saturday with Zombles. Goodbye, everybody. Bye. Thank you. Bye.